Hey guys, what's going on? It's King Clutch here, and today guys, we're back in the NBA 2K21 demo, and today what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you guys how you can build a Luka Doncic build here in NBA 2K21. Now guys, this build is insane. Like, everyone knows Luka has been going completely crazy in these playoffs. Like, you know, he had that game winner over the Clippers, and he's been playing well even without Porzingis. Like, he is just out here destroying people. He's playing amazing. So I decided might as well do a Luka build. But what you're going to want to do, make this build. I'm making it a shooting guard. You can make it a shooting guard or a point guard. It doesn't make a difference. I had the same badge totals both times, so to me it didn't matter. He's primarily listed first as a shooting guard in 2K20 at least, so I'm just going to make this a shooting guard. Right-handed, jersey number 77. Again, that stuff doesn't matter, but we'll go ahead and hit continue. Now, for this skill breakdown for this Luka build, I'm going to go finishing and shooting. This man's a terrific scorer. He can score pretty much from anywhere, and I feel like this helps define him. So we're going to go with this. For this physical profile, I feel like for Luka, I feel like the one that really defines him is this balance. Physically, he is not the quickest, he's not the strongest, and he can't jump the highest. Physically, he is just not he's not the most athletic guy out on the court. So that's the reason I feel like this balance chart helps define him. Like, he has good strength, good vertical, good speed. He's not necessarily great in any of those physical categories, but he burns people with his skill and his technique more than just his physical athleticism. So that's why I'm gonna go balance, but I guess if you'd like, you could maybe go pure speed. Really, it doesn't really matter, I don't think. I mean, there's a difference. At the end of the day, I feel like to get closer to how he actually plays, balance is the closest thing to that. So I'm gonna go with that, but if you want, you can definitely go pure speed, or maybe speed and vertical. I feel like those would be the next best two options. I'm gonna go with this balance chart just because I feel like that's what helps define him the most. Now, when it comes to these attributes, Luka's a very good scorer. He can score, you know, inside. He can score also from shooting the ball. So right now, I'm just going to leave this like here. And what you can do is take this standing dunk up to a 44 to give yourself 13 finishing badges. Now, also, we're going to upgrade all these shooting stats. I feel like that's obvious for this build. And then you can go ahead and take your free throw down to an 87 to save yourself a point or two. So we'll leave that there. And now for these playmaking stats, we're going to want to upgrade our pass accuracy and our ball handle. Right now, this is going to give us 12 playmaking badges. Now, what you can do is bump this up to a 13. And then if you want to get some defensive badges, throw on perimeter D, lateral quickness, steal, and then defensive rebound. Now, this was going to give you 5. If you want, you could take this down, and I feel like going 3 here is okay. These last 10, if you want, you can throw them on, you know, you can throw them on playmaking. What you can do is, I always like messing with these, try to get the most badges. You can put them wherever you feel like you would prefer to have the badges. Now, it doesn't end up mattering. Either way, you spend those in either spots, you'll get those badges. Otherwise, you can spend them here in defense and give yourself 5 badges, which is also a very good choice. So I think that's actually what I'm going to do, is just spend them there. So this is what we'll end up with for this build. 13 finishing badges, 22 shooting, 13 playmaking, and 5 defensive badges. And again, you don't need those 5 defensive badges. If you'd rather get either playmaking or finishing, you could throw them on one of those categories. But to me, this will help us play defense a little bit better, so we'll just put them there. Now, for the body shape, I feel like what defines Luka is a solid body shape, but again, this doesn't really matter. You can pick whatever you'd like. We really don't know how much this will actually affect our player, but we'll just go with a solid body shape. Now, for height, guys, Luka is listed as 6'7", but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this build 6'6", just for the reason that going to 6'7", it hurts our speed, you know, a little bit more. We lose 2 more points on our speed, and we also lose more on our ball handle. A 74 to a 71 ball handle isn't like tremendously huge, but I just feel like we'll go 6'6", see how this works. You could definitely go 6'7", that's totally an option too, but I just don't want to take a hit in those physical attributes, so I'll just go with the 6'6" height. So Luka is listed as 230 pounds here online. Now, you can definitely go 230, but my only thing with going 230 is you're going to lower your speed. That's the one thing they added this year, is when you adjust your weight, you hurt your speed. Last year, that wasn't a thing. So my thing with the weight is 230 is probably not the best option, so what you can do is see if there's a spot down here where you don't have, you're going to hit on your strength. But you could boost your Excel to 211 here. There's nothing wrong with 211 because you're only getting a boost to your strength. You're not hurting anything. You're just helping things. So you might as well go with the 211 there. Now, the wingspan, this comes down to your own decision. What you can do is you can higher up this wingspan. Now, the thing with hiring up the wingspan, if you max the wingspan, as you can see, it's going to put your driving dunk up to an 81. So getting your driving dunk at an 81 could be important if you want to get contact dunks with this build. If your big thing is you want to eventually grind this build out and get contact dunks, you're going to have to bring this wingspan at least to this 85.2. So if you bring it to here, if we get our +5 by hitting 99.9, that's the thing. If we get that go with this wingspan, and then you'll be able to get your contact dunks. At this moment in time, we don't know if that's a thing. I would imagine it is. Depends too, and if you want to go 87, you could definitely go 87 if you want to get, you know, your contact dunks at 99 instead of 99.9. So that's just if we have the +5. I'm going to imagine we have it, so this is definitely an option. But what I'm going to do is just leave this in the middle. So this will leave me in the middle. It won't hurt my defense. It won't help my shooting. But then that way, I'm just not hurting myself. You could definitely max this wingspan. I just want to be 100% certain that we're getting the +5 just before like I commit to that. That's just what I would do, but what you can easily do is leave it in the middle. You could minimize it if you want to get your shooting, but I would honestly maximize it before minimizing it, if that was the option. But what I'm going to do is really, you could even go +1 to this one here because you're not hurting your shooting stats. So really going this 83.4 is probably better than leaving it right in the middle. It also hurts your strength by 1, but it's not hurting your shooting stats. So might as well go with this 83.4 that's giving us a little bit longer arms. So we'll just go with this. Now, for these takeover options, we're getting these options. We're getting slashing, spot-up shooter, playmaking, and shot creating. Now, realistically, for a Luka build, I would say the one that would not define him here would be slashing. Team slashing is always the best takeover for your actual gameplay because it helps you out in the most diverse of categories. It helps you, you know, with your physical attributes, your dunking, your speed, everything. But I feel like Luka could be more defined by the playmaking take, the spot-up shooter takeover, or the shot creating takeover. Closest to him is shot creating, so I'm going to go with that. I feel like that's what he's the closest to. You don't have to go with that, though. You could easily argue, you know, spot-up shooter, playmaking. You could pick for this build whatever takeover you prefer to play with. I'm just going to go shot creating, though, because I feel like that's what is closest to him. So we are going to go with that takeover. We'll go shot creating takeover, and for this build, we are going to get a slasher. Now, my key thing with this build is I know it says slashing, and realistically, we can't go back and change any of this just because of the way the demo works. My thing with this build is realistically, I don't consider this build a slasher at all. It's a completely wrong name for this build for the fact that slashing isn't even like our best category. I would say our best category is shooting, to be honest, and really with this build, shooting is the one thing you're going to be doing mainly with this build, I would say, more than getting to the rim and dunking on people. Be listed as a slasher, you are completely off the wall. When people realize you can actually shoot, they're going to be, oh my gosh, this person can actually shoot the ball. I want to touch on that build name a little bit. Like, I know it did say a slasher, but if I was to be 100% honest, I would say Luka would be more of like a 3-level scorer type. Concerned about the name, but again, that should almost help you because it makes the build seem like you can only score one way. So with these finishing badges, I'm going to put contact finisher on Hall of Fame. I feel like that's a must when you have the opportunity to. So we'll put it there. Now I'm going to put fancy footwork up to gold. I'm going to throw on giant slither, relentless, slithery up to silver, and then consistent up to silver. So this is what I'm going to do for these badges. And again, the badges are more my opinion. You can do whatever you like with these badges, but I'm going to leave these here. And then when it comes to these shooting badges, not having quick draw is amazing. And guys, Luka definitely needs range extender, Hall of Fame. We're putting that one there. And as I said this last year a lot, range extender is probably the most important shooting badge because it allows you to space out the floor. It allows people to actually have to come out and defend you by having this badge. So that one's very important. So we're going to use that there. Now I'm going to put difficult shots on silver, catch and shoot in corner both on bronze just so we get the statistic boost. I feel like those are important. Now I'm also going to throw Deadeye up the gold. Now Luka definitely could have deep fades. So I'm going to put deep fades on silver just so we have that opportunity. Going up against a guard that's 6'5", you should be able to post them and then throw a fade up and then you should be fine. Now Luka obviously would need clutch shooter, but I'm not going to put this on here just for the reasoning that play with this in the demo. I really don't need this badge. It seems kind of pointless, but you could argue for that. Now I'm going to also add Hot Zone Hunter. I feel like Luka would definitely need Hot Zone Hunter as well as Green Machine. Those are another badge that he could definitely have. Now volume shooter again is something you could definitely argue as the game goes on. Luka, you know, tends to hit more shots. So you could definitely add that badge here. But what I'm going to do is I'll just hire up difficult shots up to gold, and then I'll throw volume shooter up to silver. So this is what I'm just going to do for these badges. But overall, I feel like these are some pretty good shooting badges you could add on this Luka Doncic build guy. Now, when it comes to these playmaking badges, I feel like we need handles for days and quick first step and space creator all on gold. Those are very important. Now, if I was playing this build for the park, I would put bailout up here just for the reasoning that you want it. So if you go up and get a bad animation, you can pass out. But for this little demo game, you really don't need this badge. It's not really worth it. So we're also going to want to add up tight handles. I feel like that's important. And then I'll throw up unpluckable to silver. Stop and go could work too. But this is what I'm going to do for these playmaking badges. We only have 13. It's quite a few. It's not a ton, but I feel like these, you know, playmaking badges help define how Luka plays. Now, for these 5 defensive badges, I wish we had more of these, but what I'm going to do, we're just going to put Intimidator up to silver right now. I feel like Clamps is very important, and then I'll also add on Interceptor. Now, again, we only have 5 of the defensive badges, so this one's very limited. Another badge you could definitely use is Pickpocket could work, Pick Dodger as well. Those are some other important badges, but this is what I would do for these defensive badges on this Luka build, guys. And overall, this is a pretty good build. It's pretty well rounded. You're able to do pretty much everything, and obviously scoring is your main thing. Overall, though, I feel like this is a very good Luka Doncic build that resembles him pretty well in NBA 2K21. Anyways, guys, this has been King Clutch here. Hopefully, you guys enjoy this NBA 2K21 Luka Doncic build here. This should be a great build for the game, and I'm definitely excited to test this build out here in the actual game coming up here in a few weeks. But if you guys have not yet, please subscribe to the channel, guys. We're going to be having plenty more of these NBA 2K21 builds coming up here soon. But anyways, guys, it's been King Clutch here. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the video. Anyways, have a great rest of your day, and peace out, guys. Thanks.